Hey there everyone, today we're going to take three simple ingredients, cannabis butter, peanut butter, and powdered sugar, mix them all together in the right ratios, and come out with a Reese's clone, or if you're from the Midwest, this is commonly known as a buckeye. We're going to dip it in the chocolate you see on the left here. And so I've already started mixing up the stuff here, and we got 4 ounces of cannabis butter from the previous video. We got 12 ounces of powdered sugar in there, and 10 ounces of peanut butter, Jif peanut butter. Turn this on. We're going to mix it up. It has to get really mixed well together. And we'll see if I can do this with one hand, which is part of the reason I pre-mixed it a little bit. But yep, it's still going to get caught around the edges. So the peanut butter makes this really sticky, and as you can see, the powdered sugar likes to stick to the side. And so you're going to have to get a spoon and kind of scrape the edges there in. And careful to not get your spoon caught up in your beater. It's just terrifying when it happens. And so you see it's that nice creamy consistency. And I'd like to get some of that powdered sugar up the edges in there. We want to make sure it's going to be sweet enough. Because after all, this is a confectionery dessert. That's looking pretty good. So what I'm looking for now is any chunks of butter, because we want it to be evenly dispersed throughout this, what's going to be the inside of the treat. And so, but this is looking really good. Looks really well mixed at this point. And so we're going to go ahead and turn this off. And we're going to, oh, we need to scoop that, don't want to waste the goodness on the beaters. And if I lick that much clean, I'll be in trouble. So it's been in the freezer for about 25 minutes or so. It really lets it firm up, so that it's easier to work with and not quite so sticky. You can dust your hands with powdered sugar to help it not stick a little bit. But now you got a couple of options for rolling it out. So for the small ones, I just grabbed a little bit in my hands and I rolled it out into a normal ball. That's pretty typical of buckeyes. The other two, and you can see that piece of butter sticking out up top there, I just used this ice cream scoop right here. Like, you got to be gentle with them, because if you squeeze them too hard, too much, I find they break. But that gives you a monster buckeye that you can just dip in chocolate. And we'll dip that using the double boiler. I'll show you guys how that works. So first, we got a few. I'll do the rest of these here in a little bit. But I just want to give you an idea how this works. So I use a little bit of Gulf wax in my double boiler. I got a double boiler back there. And we're just going to set that in there and let that melt. And the Gulf wax is to help it keep it real shiny and not get the chocolate discoloration that sometimes occurs when you're working with chocolate. And so we're going to wait a little bit, let that melt, come back, and show you the next step. Alright, so that Gulf wax is completely melted. It's completely liquid now. And so now I like to add the chocolate chips in. And you want to add just a little bit at a time. You don't want to overdo it. At least I like to do it that way. And you see how it just starts melting immediately. And I used about 1/4 of a bar of that Gulf wax for about 2 bags of chips. Let's see what the size on this bag is. So about 20 ounces of chocolate to about 1/4 bar of Gulf wax is what I like to use. You see it's going to clump up. We're just going to let it melt nice and slow. And so if you don't have a double boiler, you can literally just mimic this setup with 2 pots. The key to that is to not have the pots, the water touching the top pot. You want the steam to be heating the second pot. If the water hits it, it can heat too fast. And you can seize your chocolate. Not so much with this dark chocolate. Dark chocolate seems really easy to work with so far. But white chocolate especially is really easy to season up and get it where it's too thick and unusable. White chocolate's really temperamental. The darker chocolate's not so much. And there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to set that to the side. Let me grab my toothpicks. Alright. Got the buckeyes here. And so, you literally... Oh, I don't think these are firm enough yet. Let's see. I'm gonna try it. These big ones are hard to dip anyway. And so you just dip it in there. Swirl it around. Because they're really heavy. So after they get that chocolate on there... And so I don't like doing them quite that big. Then you just set it down, and we're going to let that cool. And boom, you got yourself a nice little buckeye. I actually broke the toothpick, though, pulling that one out. And so that's why I like to cut them in half. They don't really look like a buckeye anymore when you do that. But you can just go with one of the small balls. Roll it in there. And yeah, that comes out way nicer. Maybe give it a little spin. Oh, I got a little chocolate on my finger. That's kind of warm. And then back on down. Boom. Buckeye. Oh, that one's stuck to the parchment paper. Oh, the other thing is use wax paper. I've tried it with parchment paper, and it's just not quite as good. Yeah, see, even there, even the halves are a little heavy. And so go with a smaller scoop. I'm going to try it with a size 70 or 100 scoop. And they get smaller the larger the number. I don't know why they decided that. And so I think what I got there is about a size 40. And so we're trying to upgrade. So yeah, just quick dip. Let some of that excess chocolate run off. Boom. There you have it. Medicated buckeyes. And after they've set up in the freezer for a sec, to make them so real easy to handle, there you have it. Some amazing medicated buckeyes. Great for New Year's or any celebration, really. These taste amazing. And like I was saying earlier, I got a little bit of extra chocolate. We're just going to take it, pour it in this, and we'll use that on another treat so that we don't waste it. Hope this helps everyone. If you like this recipe, give me a like. If you want to see more like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hope everyone's having an amazing week. Peace and very best wishes.